Okay. All right. Do we need more chairs back there? We will go on the record in the matter.
Okay, pause. Did you catch that? We've got dementia, alcohol, and a firearm all tangled up in this case. That's not your typical open and shut sentencing. Question is, do we treat him like a criminal or like a patient? What would you do if you were the judge?
For the sentencing portion of this case, this is a very serious matter. Mr. Hansen has pled guilty to 6 counts of first-degree recklessly endangering safety, Class F felonies, 6 counts. The court did order a pre-sentence investigation report. The court has received and reviewed that report. The court has also received a sentencing memorandum filed by defense. The court has reviewed that report as well. Before we begin, Mr. Schmidt, victims' rights compliance.
We are victim rights compliant.
Did you receive a copy of both of those documents, but in particular, the pre-sentence investigation report?
I did. I've reviewed all of those. I have no corrections to the PSI.
Mr. Cowitz, did you receive a copy of the pre-sentence investigation report?
I did, Your Honor.
And did you notice any corrections or material modifications that need to be stated on the record?
No, Your Honor.
Did you go over
6 felony counts. Quick breakdown. First-degree recklessly endangering safety basically means you put people's lives in danger without caring about the consequences. It doesn't require that anyone actually dies, just that lives were at serious risk. So even if no one got physically hurt here, the threat was enough for the law to come down hard?
that report thoroughly with Mr. Hansen?
Your Honor, I've gone over the report with both Mr. Hansen and his wife. We didn't go through it line by line, but we went over the main portions. It's a pretty voluminous report.
It is a voluminous report, but you're indicating that for the sections that are the material and important sections, you went over those at least thoroughly?
I did, Your Honor.
And he did not find anything that needed to be corrected on the record?
There are no factual errors or omissions in the report.
All right, thank you. Mr. Schmidt, before we begin, so I have an idea, we have Ms. Bauer present here, victim witness coordinator. Ms. Bauer, do you have an idea of how many people will be making statements today?
3 for sure, possibly 5.
3 or 5 statements. Okay, Mr. Schmidt, how were you wishing to proceed? I see that you have video.
My plan is I would request the court to allow victims and to speak first. There's been requests by at least one victim the ability to possibly give a statement and leave if they need to. Then if there's any character reference witnesses, we can do the defense. I plan using the video in the course of my argument.
Okay, thank you. And just so everybody is aware, please make sure that your cell phones are on mute so that this is not interrupted. Obviously, I see law enforcement are present here, so if there are issues and you get called or something like that, that is something that can't be avoided, and you are forgiven for that. Okay, so Ms. Bauer, who wishes to make a statement first? You may come over here and have a seat at the black stand. You may state your full name if you wish to do so, or you can simply state your initials.
Okay. Can I stand, or you gonna sit, or doesn't it?
You can, whatever you prefer.
Okay. Well,
And if you're going to be reading, and I see that you have a written statement there, if you're going to be reading, please make sure that you read it slow and you enunciate your words, just so that my court reporter can make sure that she gets everything down.
Okay. Well, I know, Your Honor, you know me. I know most people in this courtroom do, but my name is Mark Peterson, and I'm a retired Burnett County Sheriff's Deputy. Years ago, when I attended the Law Enforcement Academy, and the instructors talked about the use of force, and maybe someday you might have to use it. The firearm to stop a threat. You never think it will happen until it does. Mine was on Saturday, July 2nd, 2022. I shot the defendant 3 times after he recklessly pointed a firearm at me in Danbury, Wisconsin. Folks, some folks say that a sheriff's deputy can't be a victim.
Notice the judge here. Calm, methodical, almost surgical with instructions. This is what makes courtrooms so fascinating. You've got human pain about to spill out, and yet procedure demands order. It's like balancing a powder keg with a measuring spoon.
Part of your job. It's what you get paid to do. I say to those folks, have you ever been in a fight? How about a fight for your life? Have you ever ordered, yelled, begged and pleaded for another human being to comply and drop a loaded firearm, while that same human being is not complying, swearing at you, giving you the finger, waving the firearm around recklessly, and yelling at you to shoot him, before finally pointing the firearm at you? You don't know how shooting another human being will affect you until it does. I unfortunately found it out, and it affected me physically and mentally. I'm not going to go into details about the medical and mental health issues directly related from the shooting. Most people in this room already know, as probably does Your Honor. And I'm not going to give the defendant the satisfaction of hearing it. But I will say I'm no longer able to be in law enforcement. And in my opinion, Burnett County lost a damn good deputy. I was asked about hypotheticals by a few folks that will probably never know what it's like to run towards danger instead of running away from it. Questions like, what if the defendant was suffering from mental health issues, psychosis, was on medication?
Wow, let that sink in. A deputy forced to shoot, then stripped of the career that defined him. This isn't just a legal case, it's the fallout of trauma. Here's the haunting irony. The defendant isn't the only one whose life was derailed that day. Shouldn't the law also weigh this suffering?
Did you know he was a combat vet? Well, he was intoxicated. He wasn't in his right mind. He didn't know any better. And no one got hurt. He's an active member of a church. Or you shot him 3 times. He's an elderly male. He has medical issues now the rest of his life. Hasn't he suffered enough? Well, I got my own hypotheticals. So I ask Your Honor, what if when the defendant was in the fishbowl bar, he pulled his firearm, was waving it around, and he shot one of your friends, one of your family members, or one of your loved ones? How about when he exited the bar and he's walking around the parking lot, waving the gun around recklessly, and he would have shot one of your family, one of your friends, one of your loved ones? How about when he was walking through the field and down the road on July 4th weekend, failure to listen to law enforcement, waving a gun around at people outside their cabins enjoying their July 4th festivities, and he would have shot one of your family, friends, or loved ones? And what if he would have shot me? I hope someday God will forgive Mr. Hansen, because I never will.
Us, and the court cannot put emotion into a sentencing. May you state your name, please, for the record.
Philip S. Unger, U-N-G-E-R.
You may have a seat or you can stand, whatever you prefer.
I'll stand.
You may begin.
Chills. That right there is the raw human heart of this case. Forgiveness? Not on the table. But the judge just reminded us earlier, sentencing isn't about emotion, it's about law. So here's the million-dollar question. Can justice ever truly be separate from the pain it tries to measure?
So what do you want to know?
Whatever you want to tell me about that day and who you are in relation to this incident.
Oh, I'm the neighbor. My land joins us. I was just watching TV that day, and we have a beagle, and the beagle started barking. He's on the bed. You can see out the windows straight towards 77 and 7th Place Road. And so he started barking, so I go out there and looking, and I'm like, oh, I see a police car up there, top of the hill. It's a private road, and which is not uncommon because they do pull over people up there, you know what I mean? Because they turn on to 77 where the first road. And so I didn't think too much, but then I didn't see any other car, you know? So I went out on the porch after that, and first thing I see is a police officer with a gun pointed at someone who I didn't know was, you know, saying like, sir, would you please put down the gun? In a calm voice. And again, he goes off like, you know, obscenities and I'm going to do this to you and all this crap. And I mean, not, like I said, it was like right at the top of the hill. He's probably 30 feet away from each other, you know what I mean? And they were coming down, and I'm not sure about how time you guys got video of it and stuff, but it was, I watched pretty much the whole thing, and then my girlfriend was sleeping in the bedroom, so I went and knocked on the window. I said, like, I don't know what's going to happen here. You better be up in case you got to run, you know? And so I kept watching it and came down the road, and he kept backing up. He never stopped really backing up. He was slightly turned, I thought, to the left, so that he could raise the gun, you know what I mean, and be in a right angle. And the threats and shit went on, and the police officer was just calm throughout the whole thing, and never raised his voice, just said, sir, please put down the gun. This went on and on and on, and you don't know what's going to happen. So eventually he's just passed my lot line, and there's a road back there that used to have a place to haul wood, and with our neighbor before him. And